Hello and a very good evening. For the past 41 days, and repeat after me, today is day 41. Today is day 41 since the brutal rape and murder of the 31-year-old PGT medical student of Arjikor Medical College and Hospital. Yes, that incident happened on August 9. And today, it's 18th of September. Count each and every day, and you would come to the number that is nothing but 41. It's been 41 days that a family has not really seen their daughter. And it's been 41 days that you're still looking for one answer as whether she was raped or gang raped. Imagine, in 41 days, we do not have a concrete answer as whether she was raped or gang raped. While there could be a lot of speculations, a lot of conjectures, a lot of apprehensions, a lot of doubts and fears. But what is truth? Truth is what facts are. And who knows the facts better than the investigating agency? And thus, in the past 41 days, while there had been happening a lot of things, doctors' protest, civil society taking out protest, intelligentsia taking out protest, people belonging to the film fraternity and the creative fraternity taking out protest, students, teachers, everyone have taken out protest. And somehow, security of doctors at hospitals have also been a talking point. It is currently the talking point. But in the past 41 days, while we have covered most of the protest, every possible angle in the story, but we have not gotten ourselves deviated from our principal focus, and that is the truth in this very case, the Arjikor rape and murder, or whether it's rape or gang rape, the way the doctor was brutalized, what is the truth behind it, and when will we get justice? We have been saying this over and over again, while definition of justice can change from one person to another. But then for a family to have to see the accused behind bars or multiple accused behind bars punished by the law of the land can help them live a broken life little better. That's all we are saying. So today when you ask this question as whether she was raped or gang raped after 41 days, what is the reason behind it? Do we have an answer to it? We don't. Does CBI has an answer to this? Maybe yes, maybe not. And I would leave a lot to people today to decide, to interpret, to infer, as whether CBI by now knows as whether it's a case of rape or gang rape. I will leave it to people to decide. But what would I be referring to today? Tonight, I would be referring to as what happened inside the courtroom yesterday. Inside the Shialda Sessions Court, what transpired was no less significant. And it is purely pertaining to this very case, the case of the Arjikor doctor who was raped or allegedly gang raped and then killed. Why is it significant to talk about what transpired in the court yesterday? Because this question was also, in a way, reflected upon. Was she raped or gang raped? And it all happened with the production of Shundip Ghosh, former principal of Arjikor Medical College and Hospital, one who was initially arrested by CBI in connection with the corruption case and later shown rearrested in the case of rape and murder of the Arjikor doctor. Along with him, the OC, officer in charge of Tala police station, Abhijit Mondol, has also been arrested by CBI in connection with the rape and murder of the Arjikor doctor. These two arrests had happened after 32 days since CBI was handed over this investigation by Calcutta High Court. And thus, what CBI has so far found pertaining to these two individuals and their submission before the court becomes very significant. So yesterday, Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol were brought back to Shialda court once again for their production, and CBI had sought their custody for 3 more days. The court has granted them 3 more days of custody. That's fair. But then what transpired inside the courtroom is equally important to understand. And without getting into any suspense building, let's move on to the graphics. Inside the courtroom, the CBI counsel had told the judge, so far, it looks like the crime is committed by one. That's plate number 1. CBI counsel has said this to the judge. So far, it looks like the crime is committed by one. The CBI counsel to the judge had also said that so far it's a case of rape, but we are probing the gang rape angle too. I repeat, CBI counsel first said, so far it looks like crime is committed by one, and then CBI counsel again said, so far it's a case of rape, but we are probing the angle of gang rape too. CBI counsel to the judge then says, the crime has been committed by Shonjoy, but there could be a larger conspiracy. I repeat, this was the time when the CBI counsel had dropped these 2 words, larger conspiracy, in connection with the rape and murder of the Arjikod medical student. The judge then asked CBI counsel, have you found any evidence to corroborate that Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol are involved in rape and murder? Why do you think the judge had asked this? The judge had asked to CBI counsel, have you found any evidence to corroborate that Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol are involved in rape and murder? CBI counsel responds, the act could be committed by one accused, that is Shonjoy, but we are probing the aspect of larger conspiracy. Once again, larger conspiracy. The judge then asks CBI counsel, are they involved in act of rape and murder? That is Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol. Judge asked this question. Guess how many times? 7 times. Are they involved in the rape and murder? Are they involved in the rape and murder? Did they do this? Are they involved in this act of crime? Do you have any proof that the act has been committed by Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol along with Sanjay Rai? To which, and finally, the judge did ask the CBI counsel, have you found anything that shows that Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol were either actively or passively involved in the rape and murder? We are literally quoting what has transpired inside the courtroom. The CBI counsel to the judge is then saying, the phone records are being examined, CCTV footage of Tala police station is being examined. Who is saying this? The CBI counsel is saying this to the judge in response to the CBI judge's question to him as, have you found anything that shows that Shondeep Ghosh and Abhijit Mondol were either actively or passively involved in the rape and murder of the doctor? To which CBI counsel is then saying the judge that they are going through the phone records of these 2 individuals. Who are these 2 individuals? Shondeep Ghosh, former principal of Arjikod Medical College and Hospital, and OC of Tala police station. That we are examining the phone records of these 2 individuals, and we are also examining the CCTV footage of Tala police station. The CBI counsel then goes on to add that there might have happened destruction of evidences at the behest of someone. Imagine, the CBI counsel is then saying this to the judge that there might have happened destruction of evidences at the behest of someone, and there could be people involved in larger conspiracy. Again, for the 3rd time, these 2 words, larger conspiracy, were dropped. Judge then asks CBI counsel, if there is no proof as yet that they were involved in the act of rape and murder, then why have you booked them in the same FIR of rape and murder? Essentially implying that these two individuals are equally party to the crime, that is rape and murder of the PGT doctor of RG Medical College and Hospital. This is what the judge is asking. If there is no proof as yet, then why have you booked them in the same FIR of rape and murder? The CBI counsel then says to the judge, the police officer had registered FIR 14 hours after the incident was reported to the police station. The police officer had registered the FIR 14 hours after the incident was reported. By then, the counsel of Abhijit Mondal had intervened and said, if the police had failed in its duty, if the police had faltered in following procedure, then that is dereliction of duty. Then CBI should register a separate FIR. So basically, the counsel of Abhijit Mondal, the OC of Tala police station, intervenes and says, if the police had faltered in performing its duties or following the procedure, in that case, it can be seen as dereliction of duty. And if that is dereliction of duty, then there should be a separate FIR registered. Why implicate them in the same FIR of rape and murder? The court has granted their custody for 3 more days to CBI, which means they are going to be there with the CBI for the next 3 days, starting from yesterday till 20th of September. And CBI has also put forth the possibility of joint interrogation, face-to-face interrogation, and they also said the custodial interrogation is required for them to probe the larger conspiracy. Well, if this is what happened inside the courtroom, mind it, that wasn't it. If it took us some time to come on this live, it's because we have accessed a lot of documents. Now, what are these documents? These documents are CBI's own submission before the court. In legal terms, they're called remand note. Now, these remand notes are essentially for Abhijit Mondal and Shondeep Ghosh. Over here, you have them here. Abhijit Mondal, the former OC of Tala police station, and Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of RG Medical College and Hospital. Let's go with Shondeep Ghosh first. I will try and read from this document, and we have also made graphics out of this very document so that it's easier for you all to understand. Now, what is that CBI has submitted before the court while justifying this arrest of Shondeep Ghosh in connection with the rape and murder of RG doctor? Here's the document. Now, the submission number 1, and let's move on to the graphics, please. Submission number 1. He was head principal of RG Medical College and Hospital and got information about the incident at 9:58 a.m. on 9th of August 2024. But despite having information, he did not reach hospital immediately. Fair point, fair argument. Shondeep Ghosh received the information at 9:58 a.m. in the morning, and he did not reach the hospital immediately. The CBI did not really mention as what exact was the time when Shondeep Ghosh entered the hospital. Nonetheless, this is their first point of observation, first point of submission. Second, he did not make any formal complaint. He did not make any formal complaint immediately. Rather, he made vague complaint at later stage through medical superintendent cum vice principal, even after declaration of death of victim at 12:44 p.m., which means 12:44 p.m. on 9th of August 2024, the day the body was discovered, it was declared dead. Despite victim being staff trainee of the said medical college and hospital, he did not try to get FIR lodged immediately. Rather, new theory of suicide was introduced which is not possible as per external injury visible on the body of the victim, being undressed by lower part. Point number 3. Act of principle looks like here he intentionally did not insist for registration of FIR despite being in consultation with advocate, not really declaring or disclosing much as whether Shondeep Ghosh had personally gotten in touch with any particular lawyer to understand if there is a way out, to hush up the matter. But then CBI is submitting that Shondeep Ghosh act of principle looks like here that he intentionally did not insist for registration of FIR despite being in consultation with advocate. That's point number 3. What is point number 4? Point number 4, he says, CBI says that he tried to downplay the incident of rape and murder. Shondeep Ghosh had tried to downplay the incident of rape and murder to suicide, which led to destruction of probable evidence. Hear this carefully. Destruction of probable evidence. Exactly here where it's written, destruction of probable evidence. He was in touch with OC Abhijit Mandal, that is officer in charge Abhijit Mandal, Tala police station. He got in touch with him at 10:03 a.m. and with advocate at 1:40 p.m. So on one hand, CBI says that the principal was in consultation with the advocate, and now they go ahead and detail that at 10 o'clock and 3 minutes after 10 o'clock, Abhijit Mandal, the officer in charge, was informed by Shondeep Ghosh, and probably this was the first call that Shondeep Ghosh had met to officer in charge to inform about an incident that has happened inside RG Medical College and Hospital, and that to the seminar room. Point number 5, he did not meet the family of the victim. The victim had also alleged that he did not meet with them. And if that is true, it's very, very unfortunate. The victim's family had come down there and they were absolutely reeling with the shock. And if Shondeep Ghosh is the principal of RG Medical College and Hospital, if this is true, that was least expected out of him as humanity. You won't meet the bereaved family? Well, CBI is claiming he did not meet with the victim's family. Being head of medical college, he failed to ensure timely completion of all the formalities on part of the hospital. Immediately, rather he directed his subordinates to send the dead body to morgue hurriedly. Officer in charge was informed by him at 10:03 a.m. about the incident. Officer in charge claimed that he had asked his subordinate to do the needful. However, still, only UD, that is unnatural death case, was registered, that too at 11:30 p.m. in the night, that is almost 14 hours after reporting of the incident. Thus, custodial interrogation of the accused is required to confront him with OC, that is officer in charge. During investigation, Dr. Shondeep Ghosh was subjected to LVA and polygraph test. As per the report of CFSL, that is Central Forensic Science Laboratory in New Delhi, his version has been found deceptive on certain important issues relating to this very case. Therefore, custodial interrogation of Dr. Shondeep Ghosh is essentially required to unearth the identity of other suspects, if any, who are involved in commission of crime, so as to take the case to its logical conclusion. So this is what CBI thinks about Shondeep Ghosh. And this is what they had submitted before the court as why they need the custodial interrogation of Shondeep Ghosh and why Shondeep Ghosh has been arrested in connection with the rape and murder. Now let's move on to Abhijit Mandal. By the way, Abhijit Mandal today has been suspended by Kolkata police, and that is procedural because because Abhijit Mandal had been in custody of agency or here in this case is CBI for more than 48 hours. So as is the procedure, if an on-duty officer or if an officer who is currently in service gets arrested by an agency and is behind bars for over 48 hours, then by procedure, that person is supposed to get suspended. He has been suspended by Kolkata Police. Now let's move on to the remand note of Abhijit Mondal, the former OC of Tala Police Station. This is what CBI had said before the court. We have exclusively accessed the remand note, and it's here where it becomes very, very interesting. What is CBI's submission as far as Abhijit Mondal is concerned? Point number one. Abhijit Mondal received the information about the incident at 10:03 in the morning from ex-principal RG Medical College and Hospital, Sandeep Ghosh, Kolkata. But being officer in charge of Tala Police Station, he failed to reach the scene of crime immediately after receipt of the information in such type of heinous crime, and reached scene of crime at around 11 a.m. Now, when they say around 11 a.m., it could be 10:45, it could be 10:50, it could be 10:58, it could be 11:01, 11:03, 11:15. But here's where CBI has found a point of suspicion that if the call was received by officer in charge at 10:03 in the morning, then why did he reach the scene of crime around 11 a.m.? Why did it take almost 60 minutes? Now, 60 minutes you are talking about. Not really sure whether he was there at the police station at that point in time. Not really sure whether he has gone on some other duty. Not really sure if he was caught in some traffic. But notwithstanding anything, CBI has found this objectionable, as why did he reach the spot almost about 60 minutes late? And that's point number one. Point number two, registration of GD, first GD. And the GD number is 542. Here, registration of the first GD. The registration of first GD, GD number 542, mentioning, quote unquote, body of PG trainee of RG Medical College and Hospital was found lying in unconscious state at the seminar room of chest medicine, thereby in conspiracy with hospital authorities and other unknown persons intentionally mentioned wrong facts in the GD entry, whereas the dead body was already examined by a doctor and found the victim dead. All right? Note this very carefully. So the GD entry happens, and in the first GD entry, why did Abhijit Mondal, the former OC of Tala Police Station, mention that the body was found in unconscious state, and why wasn't it declared dead already, and why was it not mentioned in the GD that it has already been examined by doctors and the victim has been found dead? This is what they have found objectionable. Point number three, being officer in charge, he failed to ensure registration of FIR as per provision of section 173 BNSS in such type of heinous crime, in spite of having known that it was a cognizable crime. It is a new law, and the new law says if you have your doubts that it is not a mere mysterious death, and you can figure out that this could be a probable rape or murder or this or that, in that case, you can immediately register an FIR, not really waiting for somebody to give you a complaint. Forget the family or hospital as an authority. Under section 173 BNSS, you can register an FIR immediately. Why didn't you do it? Point number four, being OC Police Station Tala, he failed to cordon the scene of crime to preserve and protect the scene of crime, which led to access of unauthorized persons to the scene of crime, causing damage of vital evidences available at scene of crime, thereby trying to protect accused Sanjay Roy and others who unauthorized access the scene of crime, which might have resulted in tampering with evidences. Might. Stress on the word might. You see this? Might. So, CBI says that evidences might have been tampered, and because other people had entered into the scene of crime, thus it is feared that maybe the evidences have been tampered, and this was done to protect accused Sanjay Roy. Point number five. Being OC Tala Police Station, he failed to ensure timely ascertaining the condition of victim and issuance of death certificate of victim, and thereby causing subsequent delay in conducting inquest and post-mortem. That is what they are saying, CBI is saying. Point number 6. Being OC Tala police station, he failed to ensure registration of FIR despite having received telephonic information at 10:03 in the morning, a written complaint from MSVP at 2:55 p.m. and subsequent complaint from father at 7:30 p.m. but went to register only an unnatural death case at 11:30 p.m. via GD entry number 576 with an inordinate delay of about 14 hours. This is what CBI has then mentioned about Abhijit Mondal as what they have found the other thing objectionable as far as his conduct is concerned. We will try and decode every point. Point number 7. Being OC police station Tala, he failed to ensure taking videography of complete process of sealing of article, exhibits, biological samples, etc. from the scene of crime as per requirement under provision of BNSS with a motive to render undue benefit to accused Sanjay Roy and other unknown accused persons suspects, if any. Followed? This is what CBI is saying, that he had failed to seal the articles and exhibits and biological samples, etc. And that possibly has also been done with a motive to render undue benefit to Sanjay Roy and other unknown accused persons, suspects, if any. Point number 8, allowed cremation. Point number 8, allowed cremation in hurried manner while the family members specifically demanded second autopsy. CBI is claiming that the family had demanded a second autopsy and Abhijit Mondal did not allow it and allowed cremation in a hurried manner. Unnecessary delay of 2 days after 2 days was caused in seizure of clothes, belongings of accused Sanjay Roy, whereas his role in the commission of crime had already emerged on 10th of August in the morning. So CBI is saying that the officer in charge did not go back to the barrack where he was staying, because after commissioning of the crime, he went back to the barrack where he was staying, and he must have opened his shirt, must have opened his trouser, must have opened his shoe, and everything could be very crucial as far as this very investigation is concerned. So CBI is saying that unnecessary delay of 2 days was caused in seizure of clothes, belongings of accused Sanjay Roy, whereas his role in the commission of crime had already emerged on 10th of August 2024 in the morning. Point number 10, hatching criminal conspiracy with others, probable accused persons in furtherance of screening accused Sanjay Roy and other unknown accused persons with intent to divert the direction of investigation. And point number 11, with malified intention, initiating the investigation with an attempt to vitiate the evidences and vital data related to this case. Point number 12, remaining uncooperative and giving evasive replies and not revealing the truth during CBI investigation. And thus, they want his custodial interrogation. Thus, they have arrested Abhijit Mondal. Now, there are a couple of things which has caught our attention. Well, I will not be making any kind of an observation or a comment on as whether the OC police station had gone and actually seized all the articles, exhibits, samples, whether he had gone to Sanjay Roy's place where he was putting up and seized all his articles. We can't really comment. But having spoken to police had said that as far as belongings like clothes, shoes, undergarments of Sanjay Roy is concerned, all of them were seized soon after his arrest. That's what you have learned. I don't know who is speaking the truth, but that's what I have learned. I will not be commenting as whether he had done the videography properly or not. Again, it's something that Kolkata police can confirm and CBI can confirm. Kolkata police had said they have done everything by the rule book and they have videography of every minute and every moment, and they have gone by the rule book. So there can be a narrative from CBI side, there can be a counter narrative from Kolkata police's side. My only question is, if the family had said that they wanted a second autopsy and if the cremation was done in a hurried manner, did CBI take 32 days to figure this out and then go arrest the former OC? 32 days. Like you wanted to make a case watertight. You wanted to make a case watertight, and thus you have taken 32 days to investigate all and every aspect of Abhijit Mondal. You arrest him on the 32nd day since the investigation was handed over to you, that is CBI. And thereafter you you go back to court and you say that you need custodial interrogation to figure out whether he has been party to the crime, that is rape and murder. Because judge asks, not us, judge asks, is Abhijit Mondal involved in rape and murder? To which CBI could not give a direct answer. CBI said the act seems to have been committed by one, the crime seems to have been committed by one, but they are probing the larger conspiracy. They have not been able to probe the larger conspiracy in the past 32 days without arresting Abhijit Mondal. Only after arresting Abhijit Mondal, they will now be probing the larger conspiracy through custodial interrogation. Point number 2. Here, CBI is saying that the GD was entered, the first GD was entered, registration of first GD entry, which is 542, mentioning the body of PG trainee of RG Medical College and Hospital was found lying in unconscious state at the seminar room. That was the point number 2, right? So let's figure out if there are some discrepancies here. The first general diary was registered at 10:10 a.m. Okay, 10:10 a.m. That's what I've learned from my police sources. Let's stick around with the first plate, huh? So the first discrepancy is that CBI claims there was a delay in registering the GD. What time was the GD registered? At 10:10 a.m. What time was Abhijit Mondal informed? Abhijit Mondal was informed at 10:03, and that's what CBI is claiming. So at 10:03, CBI claims that Abhijit Mondal was first informed by RG Medical College and Hospital former principal Shondeep Ghosh, and at 10:10, according to Kolkata Police, the first GD was registered. Now, the victim was declared dead at 12:44 p.m. on 9th of August. Hear this carefully. At 12:44 p.m., the victim was declared dead. There is a medical certificate and death certificate issued at 1:47 p.m. All right, 1:47 p.m. Now, CBI says that Abhijit Mondal had intentionally mentioned wrong facts in the GD entry, whereas the dead body was already examined by a doctor and found the victim dead. According to CBI, Abhijit Mondal stating that body of PG trainee RG Medical College and Hospital was found lying in unconscious state inside the seminar room is misleading according to CBI, because the doctor the body was examined by doctor and found the victim dead according to CBI. So if this is true, the GD entry should have had mentioned that the body is a body of a dead body, not unconscious. That is what CBI is saying. But the same CBI is saying that the body was declared dead at 12:44 p.m. If the GD has been registered, the first GD has been registered at 10:10 a.m., and if the body was declared dead by doctors at 12:44 p.m., then where is the GD wrong? Because if the death certificate has come at 1:47 p.m. and if the body was declared dead by doctors at 12:44 p.m., then how can GD, which was registered at 10:10 in the morning, specifically say that it is not an unconscious body, that it is a dead body? Can police declare a body dead? Or is this the job of a doctor? Even if someone looks dead, can police declare somebody dead? Isn't declaration of someone alive or dead limited to doctors alone? I might just fall unconscious. A passerby can just say, okay, Tamal has fallen asleep. A passerby can say that Tamal has gone unconscious. A passerby can say that Tamal is dead. But only when Tamal is being taken to the hospital, examined by doctors, and effectively in black and white confirmed that Tamal is alive or Tamal is dead, or Tamal is unconscious, can the passerby or those who had carried me to the hospital be sure as whether I'm alive or I'm unconscious or I'm dead? Even if I do not breathe, even if I do not look normal, even if I do not look alive, can any passerby confirm that I am dead or I am alive? Or is this job restricted to doctors and doctors alone? If that is the case, then how can CBI find this point objectionable that the first GD was entered at 10:10 in the morning, declaring that to be an unconscious body of a PGD doctor, when the doctors themselves have declared the body dead at 12:44 p.m.? So that's discrepancy number one. That's what we find not really matching up to the records of CBI's own data. CBI claims, let's move on to the other point. CBI claims that OC failed to cordon the scene of crime. Fair point. We have seen visuals. Police had said that they had tried cordoning the first 40 feet and the remaining 11 feet. There were a lot of doctors, a lot of people who had come in. Nobody should get inside the crime scene. But police had given their explanation. CBI has found it absolutely unacceptable. And it is the responsibility of the OC to cordon the scene. Was OC the first person to have entered inside the scene of crime? Obviously not. In fact, he received the information at 10:03. When was the body discovered? At around 8:30, 8:45. Who discovered? By one individual. There could have been many more individuals who have gone inside out of curiosity, out of shock, out of horror to see what has happened inside. And thereafter, more people could have gone inside. But after the OC had gone, it is the OC's job to sanitize the entire area, to cordon the entire area. But question is, when you say that that was done to help Sanjay Roy, when you say that was done to help Sanjay Roy, there happened unauthorized access. Again, it took you 32 days to figure this out and arrest Abhijit Mondal after 31 days, after having taken the investigation in your hands. Point number two, who are the other people who went inside? If there were doctors, if there were nurses, if there were security people, if there were outsiders, if there were any XYZ person, whether all those people have been questioned by CBI as yet. If Abhijit Mondal can be suspected to have malified intention or ulterior motives, those who had gone inside, those who should have been stopped, but they did not stop. They went inside, and mind you, we are talking about doctors. They are educated people. They can keep their education aside and out of curiosity can go inside, but police people cannot falter. Police people should stop one and all. Fair enough, it's expected. You're expected to stop one and all. If I want to go inside, I should be stopped. But as a journalist, there are times when you actually go very close to the crime scene out of curiosity, even after being educated, and learn it. Here in this case were doctors. If they were outsiders, that CBI should examine and confirm. But those people who could be seen in the video, a video which has set the premise of this very narrative that outsiders or people had if they had no unrestricted access inside the scene of crime, if that is the fact, in that case, whether all those people who had gone inside have been examined and questioned by CBI as yet. CBI says, let's move on to the other plate. OC failed to ascertain the condition of the victim and there was delay in issuance of death certificate. What time was the death certificate issued? 1:47 p.m. Who is saying it? CBI is saying it. So a death certificate has been issued at 1:47 p.m. The body has been declared dead at 12:44 p.m. But CBI finds conduct of OC wrong over here. What is the other point? CBI claims, let's move on to the other point. CBI claims that OC didn't register FIR on the basis of the complaint from the hospital. But in CBI, CBI in Shondeep Ghosh's remand had claimed that it was a vague complaint that was registered by a hospital. Now decide for yourself. On one hand, you are saying the complaint which was given by the hospital authorities was a vague complaint On the other hand, you are saying that Shondeep Ghosh, Abhijit Mondal should have registered a FIR on the basis of a complaint which was sent by the hospital authorities. So if the complaint is a vague complaint, there can be multiple questions at that front. And Kolkata police, they have kind of clarified as what took so long, did they follow the procedure, did they go by the norm, and thereafter why there was a delay in registration of FIR. Supreme Court too had taken note of the fact that the FIR indeed was registered at 11:45 at night on the same day, and there was a subsequent delay of about 14 hours. Because that matter is sub judice, I'm sure Kolkata police would also be putting forth their version. CBI would also be going by, submitting their version. Now, the other point. Very interestingly here, in the case of Shondeep Ghosh, and I found this very, very interesting. In the case of Shondeep Ghosh, in the remand note, CBI says he tried to downplay the incident of rape and murder to suicide, which led to destruction of probable evidence. We're just trying to ask, what is the difference between destruction of evidence, destruction of probable evidence, and probable destruction of evidence? What is the difference? Because in one hand, you're saying there could be probable destruction of evidence. That's the reason you need custodial interrogation. On the other hand, you are saying destruction of probable evidence. They might sound very similar, but they could be poles apart. What is the difference out here? And who would explain and when? Whether the evidences have actually been destroyed, probably destroyed, or destruction has happened of probable evidence, which is not there anymore. And finally, hurried cremation. Hurried cremation. Let's go back to that story that we have filed. Now we have spoken to the, crematorium operator, and he categorically said there was no hurry whatsoever, and the last rites were performed by the mother and the father. We do have video proof of the same, that the mother and the father were performing the last rites. The matter being so sensitive, we are not showing that video. We believe in humanity, and we do believe in human emotions. We know it could be very difficult for the family, and that's the reason we're not showing it. But there are pictures and videos that show that they had performed the cremation, not police, not any outsider. They have performed the last rites. And also understand, in a case as high profile as this, do you think media did not follow the heirs and the family of the deceased doctor? There were media people too, present right outside the crematorium. We have those videos and pictures as well. If something wrong happens in front of me, either I would object to that, or as a journalist, I would also capture that and report on that. Did any media house on 9th of August late at night, close to midnight, did anyone report, standing from outside the crematorium, that look, police are forcibly burning the body or cremating the body, that they are doing it out of haste? Show us one report. So there are certain points which can lead to some discrepancy. While Abhijit Mondal is the former OC of Tala Police Station, Shondeep Ghosh is the former principal of R.G. Kaur Medical College and Hospital. And finally, there is one point. A lot of talks have been doing rounds that Shondeep Ghosh had tried destroying evidence, that he commissioned construction work after this incident happened. In fact, he tried commissioning construction work on the same floor, that is the 4th floor of the chest department emergency building, where you also have the seminar room. So very close to the seminar room, the construction work was commissioned by Shondeep Ghosh. If that is true, my humble question is, why was that not mentioned in this remand note? Because that, to me, could be the biggest concern. If Shondeep Ghosh had deliberately commissioned work on the same floor where you have the seminar room with the malified intention to destroy evidences which were so far expected to be limited inside the seminar room, Do you think CBI will not find that? And if CBI has not found it, then whether that narrative is wrong, it's something that we should be asking ourselves. And if that is true, if he has deliberately done so, then he should be hanged, most importantly, for trying to destroy evidences. But humble question is, why isn't there mentioned in this very note? Remand note. So if we are asking a couple of questions to CBI, it's purely because the judge has also asked questions to CBI. Have you found evidences to corroborate that they are involved in the rape and murder of the PGT doctor? Please understand, we all want justice. If these two people were also involved in the rape and murder in any form and manner, then along with the person who has commissioned the crime, those who have abated the crime or those who have tried covering the crime should be given stringent punishment. But we also are privy of the fact, while you're not trying to question the integrity of any officer or force or any agency, we have great respect for every agencies, and every agencies are covered by superior officers. They're all Indian IPS officers, excellent officers. So we're not trying to cast aspersion, but then it is a matter of curiosity and interest that in the past many years, starting from Sharda Chit Fund scam to Narda to even Sandesh Khali, as recent as Sandesh Khali, which all incidents pertaining to Bengal, these two words, larger conspiracy that CBI had been trying to probe, is still under the probe. From 2014, when the matter was given to CBI, as far as Sharda Chit Fund scam is concerned, till 2024, in 10 years, the probe as far as larger conspiracy is concerned is still on. Sandesh Khali, which happened just a couple of months back, not even 10 months, just a couple of months back, that case too is under the scanner of CBI. It is with CBI. They're probing the larger conspiracy angle. So the larger conspiracy angle is very important to explore, to understand and assert the truth. But the humble question is, how long will we all have to wait for the truth to come out? At this point in time, the city, the state, the country, absolutely reeling in shock and horror, only wanting to know the truth. Make no mistake, like you, I, myself, my entire team, we all of us want justice. While many could be running their own crusade on social media, we are there effectively on the ground. But we do not want anything derailing the investigation or anything which might look interesting at this point in time can eventually end up obfuscating the investigation, dragging the investigation for years put together. We all want justice. We all want truth to come out as soon as possible, as early as possible, and those who are involved in this heinous crime given the most stringent punishment without any mercy. But then, while we want stringent punishment to be given to the accused, one or many, we do not want truth to be hanged. For now, this is what you have found, and this is what we have tried showing. You can leave your comments, you can leave your questions, and also, before judging a story, please understand the story. For now, we just leave you with this report. Would come back again with another story, another investigation. If you are there on the streets following the protest, we are there too, following the story of this heinous crime. For now, thank you so much. Good night and take care.